Okay, we'll call this meeting to order at
09.
3:09.
Wonderful. We can skip NRCS updates because I don't have any from Sarah.
Sarah, okay,
I guess actually I know that they have been told that they are getting a new program assistant, should be starting towards the end of the month. That's probably the
NRCS.
NRCS side.
she's at this point training a couple of state people. There's nobody on the state level, so they can train. Anyway,
And then it's to Richard and Vicky about any meetings you guys have been to.
not too much on my side. I have one possibly next week. We have a problem. My wife's getting surgery that day, so I don't know if it'll be, they haven't called yet.
Sure.
So, but I don't have an alternate.
Right.
Well, it's a finance committee meeting. So I may attend depending on when her time is to go in for the surgery.
Sure.
We had a VACD board meeting on August 21st or something like that, 20th,
Like that,
29th.
yeah.
And approved some new general run-of-the-mill policies, just on, if I remember correctly, on fairly routine things. They just wanted to update them. There were some discussions about salaries and automatic raises based on performance levels that I suggested we spend more time on. And the only other thing is the annual meeting is November 5th. Is that
I think it's
correct?
the 6th.
6th? Okay.
Yes.
And they're moving forward. I saw on the newsletter that came out today, they're moving forward with encouraging or requiring all the districts to have elections before the end of the year. So I don't know if that's on the agenda. I don't know which one of us are up.
Excellent question.
So just so we, November 6th, it's gonna be in Montpelier, I think at the Capitol Plaza.
Yes.
And I may, because of my mom, I may or may not be in state. I might be leaving early to go back to Arizona very early this year.
Okay.
So.
I'm thinking, well,
Okay.
Um,
I am, it's my understanding we get 2 free
okay.
registrations. But also we'll pay, they're only $40 this
I
year.
think they pay for me because I'm
Early.
an officer on VACD.
Okay.
But I will definitely go if I'm in state. I just don't know if I'm gonna be here.
Okay.
early registration is at 40,
Yes. And then it goes to 60.
correct?
Yep. I'm planning to bring the whole staff this year. In the past, I haven't because we've had to get hotel rooms and
Yeah.
$80 dinner.
Yes.
But this year, I think it's one day. And there's Linda.
And hopefully, well, you're gonna go down in a couple cars or,
Yeah, we'll carpool.
okay, 'cause I'll meet you guys and.
Yeah, well, we can definitely coordinate that too.
I had my eyes done, so.
The
Little
other
better.
thing about, that just came out in the newsletter, and all of you should have gotten it, and so check your email if you didn't, but there's a nomination process now for district staff,
Right.
VACD staff.
I nominated someone.
awards, And, even supervisors, supervisors that it doesn't have to be an officer or anything like that, just supervisors that have done exceptional work this year, so. Take a look at that and think about what, you might, if there's anybody you would like to personally nominate or. Want to go in with a group of people and ask somebody else to do the nomination or whatever, so.
And then Rick Hopkins is done, beginning of the year, end of this year. Rick is done.
I don't know if he's getting off VACD and NRCC or just NRCC.
Vicky, it's you this year.
It's me up for
Mhm.
election. Well, I better hurry up and take care of it before I move out of state then, or get out of state. So,
Well, I will have,
so 15 signatures,
it's 25.
25,
If you.
25, and it's just registered voters or anybody
It is
in
landowners.
Franklin County.
in Franklin
Sign.
County.
Yeah,
You can sign
Yeah.
my name.
No, I'm gonna need you guys to sign because I don't know 25 landowners in Franklin.
Oh, I do.
Can I do it?
You can.
I own land.
Yes, you are a landowner.
That's terrifying.
My friend, so it's not registered voters. So my friends Pat and Larry could up at Fairfield Pond. They
Yep.
are registered in Florida, but they own land on
You
Fairfield
know,
Pond.
if you thought about it, you know more.
Yeah. I guess I do. Chris Smith and his wife.
You can.
Sarah.
Just walk up and down your
Yeah.
road. You'll be.
Oh, the Ballards, yeah, but there's a ton of them. Yeah, Carolyn Brannigan, yeah, she's my neighbor, I can get her to sign it, so yeah. I can get 25 signatures, I'm sure,
Hey,
but I
Linda.
do need to do
Oh,
it, so
wow.
could you need the form or whatever I need,
Yes, I'm happy to print it before you leave today too, if
Okay.
that's helpful.
that would be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Can
did.
you?
Then you guys will sign it today,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you. I
Yes.
think that's it for VACD.
Great. And then
Yeah, I'm not sure about Rick Hopkins, but he is resigning from something,
okay,
and I'm not sure which of the acronyms it is.
okay, fair enough. And then I just wanted to toss out, Vicky had sent, a link to the brick store in Fairfield as a potential place for our board retreat next year, and wanted to see if that worked for everybody. I'm happy to look into costs and that kind of thing.
I can ride my wheeler there.
Yeah.
I just thought it looked like such a cute space, you know,
Yeah.
renovated old buildings and.
And if you hit it right, it's right next to Chester's and
Yeah.
they've got good bakery stuff, so you could go get all the fat pills there.
There you go.
Yeah, they have, that's the breakfast place, right? Breakfast
Yeah.
and lunch.
But that's only Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday.
Okay, what days are?
I think it's on Wednesday,
Perfect.
I believe.
Okay, well, I just threw it out as.
It's a neat space.
You know, just hit me, it's like, oh, that would be fun to
Yeah,
do, and hopefully
I love
some
looking at
creative
new
juices
spaces.
would flow and.
yeah.
It's a great space. It is. And we could do a few, I'm a good one for team building exercises. So you can do a few funny things in there too. It's a good,
Yeah.
it's a good space.
Are you in your funny slippers, Linda?
Okay. So I'm so sorry, guys, but all of a sudden, of course, we can't get anybody to come for 2 months. And now all of a sudden we have roofers, excavators and people redoing our driveway. And
Jeez.
all here, and Chuck, of course, is gone. And
Sounds
about
about
every
right.
5 seconds, somebody's coming in here, or I'm not gonna say anything, but the excavator just took down a tree, an
Oh,
entire tree. That was a
Big tree?
Hopefully
huge
it's one
mountain
you wanted
ash.
to take down.
No, it was a huge mountain ash that we had decided to save and work around. And before I
Aw.
heard all the crackling, that's why I was late.
That's not
It was
good.
right about 3 o'clock. I
Ashes
heard
are
like
slow growing,
things
too.
cracking. And he was already out there with the 20-foot, with it 20 foot in the air. So anyway,
Oh,
I couldn't
Oh.
leave because
Yeah, no, you should stay there.
I'll do the best I can. I'll run back and forth.
it's not right.
No.
So, too bad.
And yes, I'm in my excavating and and dirt moving clothes.
Mm.
Didn't know, I think, we decided to not walk over to the Georgia parcel today because it's
Right.
full of
it's
corn.
full of corn, we won't see anything.
Yeah.
I mean, all you're gonna see is what I sent in the picture.
So the possible lots are the ones with corn in them presently, or is
yeah.
it behind it?
No, it's with corn in
Because I
it.
noticed there was lots, all parcels, also front row and in the back. where the
My
trees are.
understanding is that the stuff in the back is the wetland, that might have been the line you were seeing, but I don't know if you wanna pull it up right now. Are we
I'm
out of,
happy to.
out
think
of,
we're- Yeah, I think,
schedule,
no,
but that's
it's
okay.
next.
Building update, yep, that's next.
right there.
Okay, so for $60,000 an acre,
Pardon?
it's $65,000 an acre, but they're gonna give us $5,000 off. Is my understanding, it doesn't feel that expensive. For,
Sounds like a lot.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
there,
an acre are selling for 125.
In Georgia.
but those usually have engineering done on them,
Yeah,
but
This-
this has not, but still. It's within reason. I still wouldn't go in there offering them, giving them, I'm thinking in my mind, 2 lots, 2 acres.
well, I don't know
That's
if it's two
very-
lots, it's one, we can get this configured
Yeah, all
however
right.
we want it. So both of those businesses, neither one has materialized. So one of them is Halford's on the left and they've moved to St. Albans. I don't know whatever happened to the guy on the right. But it's the whole area is open. So we can pick anywhere. The picture I sent you, you can see the truck park at the driveway off to the left.
This one,
No,
No.
all the way to the left. See that truck right there?
this one,
Yeah.
I was standing where that truck is, looking
Okay.
back towards the field.
Okay.
gotcha.
Right.
So that, like I said, Richard, I think what's in the back down by the woods
Yeah,
is all wetland and
Yeah, this has a conservation easement.
easement, so we can't do
Okay.
anything down there. We might be able to do some demonstrations down there.
Sure.
Or you could
And
work,
the lots are not divided. That's just the way they proposed them for these businesses. So we can purchase 1 acre, 2 acres, 7 acres. I think it's a total of 7 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But do you know what the soils are? That's one thing I did not look up.
They gotta be fairly decent for this corn ground.
Yeah.
Generally, that's the indicator that it's fairly.
You know, and
reasonable.
I think it's really accessible to the interstate.
It is,
So it'll be real
Where
quick
is it?
and
It's right by the
easy.
Georgia exit.
Georgia.
Real, right at exit 18.
Park and ride.
Nice.
And however, when I think about all you guys and your farm visits, it's gonna be farther away from most of the farm visits. So that's the downside to me.
Not super serious.
What's that?
It's not super serious. You're
It's not
talking,
super serious, no.
cause you do farms in, any towards Milton, Georgia?
Not
Not
really.
really? Okay.
Too far.
Yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
So that's the Perigo Industrial Park, and Perigo is actually selling, they're going out of business. Or not going out of
Heinsberg,
business,
Loomy
there's,
Fine Sand.
what is it?
Heinsberg, Loomy Fine Sand.
So easy's peasy in terms of
It's,
septic.
depends on, yeah, it depends on,
What's the groundwater? We'd have to look up Heinsberg, Loamy Fine Sand and see what the depth of groundwater is, but. You might even be able to get away without a mound system, because
Possible.
everything seems to be mound system these
Yes.
days.
throw some nice tomatoes on that.
potatoes,
That sand,
potatoes, soup,
yeah,
corn.
a lot of water though,
Corn,
sand, oh, yeah, but.
Depth of groundwater. I should say something.
Hmm.
Geographic setting, it should be.
嗯
Drainage and permeability, well drained. Yeah, it's probably about as good a building site as we're gonna find. I would think.
Depth just using the water table 2 to 4 feet.
Yeah. that would be about-
Not much of a basement.
no, well, the thing is, when they look for, to do a perk test, they look for that water line.
I'm gonna have, yeah, 2 to 4 feet.
So it's not hydrant though.
60,000.
I will just put back into the conversation too. I know we talked about Scott Magnon's land and he was willing to sell us up to 4 acres of land where he is. So it's something to
But
consider.
that's a barn that has to be renovated, right?
There was also just,
No, it's,
regular land
it's
too.
bare land,
Oh, okay.
Bare land too.
Oh, well,
but,
that's
Just
maybe a
raw
better location.
but
Maybe.
there's an issue with the neighbor's septic system and it ends up going onto that land.
I looked into that.
Overshadowing.
I followed up on that.
Floods.
And what Scott said, I don't disagree with you that that is what he said when we were there.
Okay.
But then I followed up with him and I said, could you elaborate on this? And he says, I can't elaborate much. I've just walked out there and suspected there were issues. I have not spoken with the owners. We'd probably have to go for a walk. It's historically not caused any issues for our operation, so I'm never really worried about it. Seems isolated to the upper part of the fields if there are problems. Does not run past that from what I can tell.
Where's?
It's
It's on
down,
Route 7,
it's on 7.
Right
no.
next to the industrial park.
south end, past Valley's place, just
Yeah.
over the, just on the knob there. On the right.
See, they would like us to use their barn too, but I don't think they're gonna.
Half of it, I feel is usable to not spend a lot of money, then part of it's are the walls kick it. It doesn't look straight, go on the backside, the roof is not great.
And that would require us to like pursue a subdivision. They do already have 2 driveways to the property though. And so it's already curb cut.
Which do you think the location of that?
I think they both are great. honestly. I think they're both great and worth pursuing and
Yeah.
finding more information out about.
So do you guys want me to, I mean, does anybody know any like office builder type people who can pursue a metal building? I was thinking of just like a metal building, something, you know, like a cheap thing that we can erect.
I don't go. Awesome, they can be really nice if they're done right.
Now, what are we talking the metal building for? Is that gonna be the office
I was
at
just
one time?
thinking it would be cheaper than stick
It
build.
can be,
They can, it depends on, yeah.
yeah, and it boils down to the cost.
The owner of this building actually and I had a nice chat yesterday.
Or which building,
This building.
okay,
And he actually had also mentioned that he may be interested in buying another nearby parcel and building another building.
we'll build the suit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's lovely.
Good.
So some ideas there. I'm happy to pursue whatever makes sense.
Yeah, well, I think you should continue those conversations
Okay.
and say, where are you talking about? Is it in the Franklin Park West?
Yeah, it's the next.
And
Parcel over.
lumber's going down.
Over
so
here.
Yeah.
Going
Not the
down
one they're
quick.
constructing already.
Did-
Okay.
But have you heard what they paid for the Montaigne property? 100 and, I don't know how many acres. It's between this towards Handy's. and
Yeah,
where the
right.
New town garages. the
Yeah.
Garage,
I don't know how much they paid. Do you?
5 million,
How many acres?
100 and, I'm not sure it's 170 or 117.
Wow.
But if it's built to suit, would we
But over there they have.
lease
water,
it from
so-
here or would we own it?
I did make very clear that we were interested in owning, and I
Yeah.
think that that was something that he would be interested in having a conversation.
I would guess that the land here is a lot more expensive
would
than
think so,
either
too.
of these other two sites.
I would think so too.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, my concern with the Georgia is that it's just so much farther away from the farmers. It's great for staff. It's very
Right.
convenient to get on the interstate and go north.
right,
But, and I think the staff would love it.
yeah,
Um,
I mean, we're
there's
looking at,
nothing to do there though. I mean, like, there's literally nothing to do in Georgia other than to maybe run to the library or run to Georgia Market. There's great little market
Mhm.
in Georgia.
The ice cream place.
The ice cream place, yeah, but there's, and you can walk up and down the road if you wanted to go for a walk. It's gonna be better than here.
Right,
But you know, beyond that, it's not like you can quickly run out to the grocery store or.
Well, it's
anything
not,
like
there's one not that far down the road,
What, Georgia Market?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there all the time, but it's,
right.
and probably I'm there 3 or 4 days a week at Georgia Market. It's my go-to place
Love that.
because they're cheap
Right,
and local. They offer a lot of local stuff.
yeah, I think,
Local veggies, local meat, local everything, yeah.
I'm happy to have another conversation with Scott too and see.
Okay.
I know at
Get-
one point
get
he
it-
had
Yeah,
had maybe
you
a
know, if
lower
we could
number.
get like a couple acres, what are you guys thinking in terms of acreage? Are you thinking like to do demonstrations, just enough to be able to?
Two, I think good.
Yeah, I think probably two would be fine. I think talking through the layout of his property, because I know they are considering like doing some more subdivision of that place, so talking through what would make sense too, so we don't end up with next to really close to neighbors we don't necessarily like based on how the current layout is.
Yeah,
If you're talking about we're talking about the property that has the wetlands and the woods in the back there.
The Georgia
Georgia.
property,
Right, so what I'm thinking is if there's really no marketable use for that, it's not developable, so, right?
behind it, yeah,
Yeah.
So if that's, why not say, you know, pay lowball them an offer, and then you have. So what you could do invasive, you could do a demonstration invasive plot
On the
and
conservation
replanting.
land.
You could plant your willow, you know, succession, or you could have
yeah,
all of your little things that are left
and some
over.
upland to do.
You could stick them in there and go, well, we'll just leave them here until next spring.
Right.
There's a lot, you know, if for them, I mean,
right,
that's really not value added, but you guys could really do something with that
Yeah.
land, that you're about the only people that
Right,
could make something out of it, that would be,
yeah,
I mean, it's right in line with,
yeah,
you know, you could make a food forest out of this undevelopable thing, easy for me to say,
right,
or whatever,
maybe a nature walk,
yeah.
showing different species and.
yeah.
I also think that you shouldn't pay the same amount for that acreage. I mean, Dan and I have been in the thick of the zoning world for a while together, and
Yeah.
you know, no one you're not gonna get you're gonna get 50,000 an acre for a house or a business, but you're not gonna get 50,000 an acre for a wetland that no one can even touch except to do exactly what Dan was describing and you
So
too.
part of it though wouldn't be that, the front part,
I understand.
right, and then the back. I
The
see
back
what
part
you-
is,
Yeah, yeah.
to them, what are they gonna do with it?
Right.
They're just gonna be stuck paying taxes.
Mhm.
Basically, you'd be doing them a favor and lowball them, say,
Yes.
$3,000 an acre or whatever, and see what
Yeah.
they say. They may
Yeah.
just go, oh, great.
Yeah,
And,
and I think even the front part, I started off from 50.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's negotiable because it's owned by the Georgia Development
I
Industrial.
told a number anyway.
Why
Yeah.
not? Why wouldn't
I
it?
don't know. They.
That set off in
already
pay,
set
why
the
wasn't
price.
it negotiable? You know what they ended up selling for? 175,000.
Well, I know Sarah had a conversation on behalf of the field days about that. The barn.
Oh, no, this is
By Pond Road.
that's 105.
Yeah, do we know of any update from her on that?
The numbers to me are too high. They're asking as much for one side of the road as what the whole package is worth.
Hmm.
To me, they're 300,000 too high. 200, and
Wait,
there's
they were
six,
like 700.
six something else, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The building is large. That building is 38 by 230.
Which building is this?
The one on
Ian
105,
Road, right by the rail trail that we were talking about last
yeah.
time.
And there's a wetland in the front. There's a brook. Then the land that be usable for field days and whatever is it's on the back of that.
Yeah.
So you have the brook, I have to put a good crossing on.
Right.
I could see the barn as being 4 big offices.
Yeah.
But if you can get into a clean slate and get everything done for, let's say 5, you're better
Sure.
off, and you've got a up-to-date,
Right.
well insulated, coated.
Right. Okay, so it sounds like we all like all the options and we should keep looking into all of them for a little
I'll
while.
make a note to myself to just at least call a metal building company or put
Yeah,
something
sure.
online, or so they have like, we'll give you a quote online, like Titan is one of them that pops up on my Facebook feed.
Morton is another one.
Morton and Titan are the two that I'm familiar
There's
with.
one other one too that I.
There's one in New Hampshire.
I would think of Morton.
Something.
Where we come from in Illinois, Morton, almost everything is a Morton building now. I'm
Yeah.
not sure
Yeah.
if that's a
A
good
lot
thing.
of, a lot of the metal
popular.
buildings around
Yeah.
my house that the Ballards have are all got the signature M.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Morton.
Some of them are really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, my brother
Yeah.
lives in a Morton building.
Huh.
Yeah, he made it half house and half airplane hangar because he's a pilot.
Cool.
And when
Very
you walk
cool.
in, you never know that you're in a Morton building on the house half, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I think it's very economical. The reason why my sister just built a Morton barn, I think there's just such a process. They've got the advantage of scale in it now.
Yeah,
And that's it. It's the advantage of scale for somebody like us who doesn't necessarily have to just go crazy over our curb appeal.
Right.
One thing I noticed
functional.
about Morton buildings is that they have eaves. A lot of these metal buildings are sheer,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
not as good in Vermont.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And that, I look at that as an advantage to a building, because your water will shed further out, bother less your foundation, and you won't have sheets of ice sliding down the side of the building, but Morton building is just, most of them are built that way.
Yeah.
And other companies will shear it off. Sure, they save a foot of material but
Yeah.
doesn't accomplish as good as far as what the weather we have to deal with up here.
And then just another quick update. We are looking at 3 different places for the tree sale. One is Brian Hartman's farm stand on the way to Enosburg. One is the Messenger Building.
Hmm.
We went and looked at it and that has got some potential, and then also Hudak Farm, on 7
Oh,
are all
Okay.
great
oh,
options.
that would be great to partner with them.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out, we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do.
Of those three, I think the Hudags would have the best parking. What was the first one?
Brian Hartman's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hudax has better parking than Hartman's, and Hartman's would be right on, I mean, it's fast. People
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
50 miles an hour.
105.
They have free cold storage,
Oh.
so that's what's
That's.
exciting about
Yeah.
that one.
But
What is
is
it?
it covered area to work, to pack?
There's
There's
enough,
indoor space, but it's quite small, so we'd have to kind of figure out how to do
How
a
to
whole
do it.
packing
I
process.
thought Jack's had full space,
Next has,
because we used it.
it's small. It's probably the size of 4 refrigerators. It's small.
And they might have some storage crops in there in April.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the messenger building, we actually think might in and of itself be cold enough because there's a whole bay that's not heated.
yeah, that probably will, but you don't need
Right.
refrigeration,
No,
you just
they're
need it to
not-
be like
Not
below
hot,
50,
Not
right?
free parking there, though.
I-
That's a real problem. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can get maybe 4 vehicles in and then you're,
At the messenger,
yes.
they don't have like employee parking
It's
somewhere?
right on the front,
Really
and
tight.
then in the back is, they've got the loading gates, and then you've got the convenience store right next to it. It's,
Yeah.
you're not
Tight.
gonna have,
The
that's the
parking.
downside there.
Yeah,
And so then one of our ideas was also maybe we pack at the messenger building and bring everything to Hudak.
On what?
Exactly. So we're talking through some options.
yeah, you need a
I-
trailer hook to the truck.
I've got some,
Yeah.
Emails out
We can
for
scare up the
quotes.
trailer.
Yeah, I mean, the
Get it
Ballards have
Yeah.
3 trailers, right? Past our driveway.
right. And then by that point too, if we like got rid of all the Montgomery pickups and the Grand Isle pickups, moving just the typical
Yeah.
Highgate pickups isn't a ton.
Yeah,
So we're thinking through some options, but we all kind of agree, like hosting at Hudak would be fun.
And we had an event there this past weekend and it was.
yeah, how'd that go?
Went really well.
Oh.
And
Um,
you kind of have a connection with them,
yeah,
and they have a connection with, conservation trees.
And
Yeah.
the community too.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody
Yeah.
loves
Yeah.
that.
it's just so
And
gorgeous.
it may help their business too.
It's a win all around. I think,
Yeah.
If they had, cooler,
Right. And so we could do a refrigerated trailer again.
yeah, and a
Um,
reefer and
Yeah.
it's call it.
So
And
we're,
this is what I mean by, I sent you those photos and stuff about the new dry hydrant in Swanton.
yeah,
To get that out there, cause then it gets your name more out into the public.
yeah. Viva
Okay.
actually wrote something. I just haven't posted it yet.
Okay,
Yes. And it's been approved by.
and I
Troy.
went back and took some more pics of the finished product.
Yeah, I sent those to Troy. He was really
Oh, yeah,
grateful.
yeah.
He should have told you that. I'm sorry. I'm getting like 150 emails a day right now. I'm just trying to get through.
I
them.
took some pics of them putting in the hydrant, and, Troy was out in the river,
Yeah,
and then I went this last week and did the finished product.
Nice.
And the
Great.
river is down a good foot to 18 inches. You
Mm,
can see
Yeah.
the line, but, and it's below water, but he says it's no problem and definitely be better when the water's higher, of course.
Yeah.
But,
I wanna go see the construction of the dam removal too.
So that we're invited on Monday. But
I
also
know.
maybe also Friday next week. Okay, we'll talk. We also have some time lapse videos that are really
Okay.
cool.
I just
um,
love seeing stuff like that anyway.
And then I just had the thought today, we have the tires that were on the truck are now in the shed.
I put them in my truck, I get slow.
I was just thinking like maybe we should have storage and maybe not as cold as the metal shed might be, just to keep the tires cool. So we'll
It
get.
doesn't,
Tires don't matter.
doesn't
Tires don't
hurt,
matter?
it's better if they're dark and cool.
Yeah.
The worst thing is putting them outside in ultraviolet light.
So we can keep them then. I wasn't sure how well the tires keep.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
Space.
Okay,
Our
fine.
tires in the barn all
Great.
the time.
Yeah, mine are in the barn.
I just wasn't sure.
they're better out of ultraviolet
But
light.
you don't want them in the, in the sun, that'll. work.
Yeah, no, they're in the shed.
Then you're
But
fine.
is it- they
You
take
know,
enough
if you
space?
need the room, I've got tire racks and everything, so.
I haven't been in the shed lately. I know that the wheelbarrow doesn't fit in there right now. Should we just give him the tires?
Good, I feel like we could also put them in the office. It would be kind of unsightly, but like we.
Oh, they'd smell.
And they-
Yeah, no, you smell the rubber,
Maybe we should just.
We'll give them to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely don't want them in a work area.
Okay,
right, cause that
Wait,
smell
yeah.
is always.
Yeah.
What they said.
I've had some Chinese tires that are made in China, and
Yeah.
they'll give you a head spin
Mm,
in a closed area.
I'm going to rearrange the agenda a little bit because I think Linda has to hop off at 4. I was hoping Molly would be here by now, but she is not. To
Is
talk,
Linda on?
Linda's
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Lauren, when I sent you that email, Chuck had to be coming and going at a specific time, but now he's just
Okay.
gone. So
Okay.
I'll just hang on here until somebody needs me for a bigger thing. So I
Okay,
don't have to
then-
race away now.
That sounds great. Then let's wait for Molly for that discussion.
Okay.
Too, we can keep the original agenda. We have another prep contract to sign. I do have a map this time as well.
What's prep stand for? Oh, perfect.
Conservation Reserve Enhancement
Come
Program.
on,
Molly,
we were just talking about you.
how much we missed you.
Oh.
Did you hear me say it's Conservation Reserve and
I
Uh,
signed up one of the first ones in 2017. It was Mike Palmer, sort of.
I think I'm.
Palmer.
No, Mike, another Mike.
The other Mike.
He's on
What?
Oakland Station.
Yeah.
Road across the
Back in
river.
school.
Lovely.
Yeah, I had a meeting after school today.
He used to be his grandfather's farm, Elijah,
Hmm.
and he had a brother by the name of Elijah too. They're good friends of mine when I was younger.
Yeah.
Dennis, Elijah, and Mike, and their father's name was Leslie.
Ah, where are we?
They're in Montgomery.
This is the
Right,
CREP project we're looking at.
project,
Okay.
We're in
They're gonna
Montgomery.
plant that stream.
They're gonna plant that stream.
Which one? That one right there.
Yep,
This is
Nice.
on 118, right?
yes. It
Yeah,
is.
I know the place.
Oop, and there's the soil layer.
Nice. Mercy.
Used to be an Arnold Mercy. Now it's,
This is Arnold Mercy.
I think he's a junior, but
Oh.
anyway. Yeah. There's Mercy along that section.
I'm just glad people are signing up for CREP again after all these years.
Yeah.
It's freaking train wreck.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's, I mean, there's.
Gotta
we
run
don't
really
need to
quick.
do it today, but I
Okay.
can tell you guys about the
That's good.
farm bill and the history and the. Oh, Vermont was single-handedly targeted by. Specific provision and they wouldn't allow us to use prep at all because of the required ag practices. And they said that because it's
9/11.
state law that there be
You know what?
a
Oh, yes,
filter.
yeah, sorry.
We're not gonna let the federal
I know
government
it's
pay
good.
for the filter. And it's
you.
like, the filter only has to be 10 feet, we get a 35-foot prep buffer, you know, minimum, and. So anyway, it was just around and around and around and around. And. It got resolved recently, so. You want one of this? You want me to pour it for you?
Well, the cup's over there too.
And then,
Yeah, he does it, he's right, everything's right here, I mean.
I'll do it. I don't want.
the next item is the board meeting minutes from August 14th.
I'll make a motion to accept them unless someone has corrections or updates. Hearing none, I'll make a motion to accept as.
I can second, even though I have to admit, shit. Those cups don't
Right
work
here.
well.
Right here, right here.
What's up with that design?
Dorothy made them.
Have you guys run into that too?
No. That's never happened before.
Because, you know, it gets narrower.
It does, it does.
I'm gonna say it's the Indian, not the arrow. I'm just making an
Shut up,
observation.
All right, we have a first and a second, Dan Vick. On the minutes of August 14th. Do we have a,
I will second the approval of the minutes
There
from
you go,
Okay.
Mr.
August 14th.
Noel,
thank you, Matt.
be careful, it's full.
All in favor?
I,
All right, August 14th minutes, all in favor.
I'm just gonna go
Aye.
get some water on this.
You might have noticed that I never sent you the financials. And that is because the accountant and I had some email tag all week. I will send them to you when I have them. I apologize. It was just like a reconciliation issue with the credit cards. I was they were showing up in our books as 3 different accounts because there's 3 different cards. So you couldn't reconcile them with the one account in Chase. So he was trying to help me fix that, and it
Mm.
just took 4.5 days.
I'll
So,
actually have some of that.
I'm careful.
For me?
If you use this cup, be careful.
You're welcome. Would anyone else like some lemonade while I'm on?
I mean, I'll take one.
We got
I'll take one.
we got a different Indian.
That one's a,
This is a dangerous one. You
that
gotta be
one's a
really careful.
calculus problem there.
No.
Related rates.
It's right there. It does come up. It does. You're right, because it's neck down at the top.
Yeah.
Thank you, team.
Very.
What happens when you
Okay, I'm
empty
back.
it?
Wonderful. Perfect timing.
There's a little-
Okay, with the minutes
I almost
and
crashed my car.
Oh, good.
financials will be sent.
Financials will be sent when as soon as I have them, I promise.
Okay, next on the agenda is healthcare updates and information.
Oh.
All right, folks, strap in for a wild ride. Linda,
That was a
do you
crazy
wanna,
meeting.
do you wanna give a little primer? And then I have a very long detailed spreadsheet and lots of options to talk about.
Okay, here's my primer.
Okay.
So when we ever would get to this stage at Fiddlehead, and we had 12 to 17 employees, so it was within the ballpark or a little bigger than you guys are dealing with, but man, we would go through a meeting exactly like Lauren and I went through, and we would be like eyeballs swirling in the back of our heads. That was and it never changes. I even begged for some kind of out, didn't I? Because you're gonna have to face this every single year. I asked if there's any decision we could make now that would keep us from having to do it all over again next year. And he essentially tap danced for a minute or two and then said nope. So here's how we always solved it and what I see now. And Lauren is gonna go through the whole thing, I'm sure. But here's the bottom line. The bottom line is we can spend as little as 75,000 and as much as 107,000.
Well, yes,
That don't sound little.
and some of it has already been budgeted in for. So, yes,
And that's
Yeah.
us pulling 100% of the cost?
not necessarily.
Right. So this is the difference between 75,000 and 107,000. Is what was that word he kept using? Rich. Some plans are richer than others, which we didn't really get the gist on that,
Kind of
but
like the value of the plan.
it means that it does more. We can do more. And I'll just cut to the chase. We got to hear Lauren totally will explain it to you. But that's the bottom line is that, and where Chuck and I would get, eventually we'd be like, well, we know we have this much to spend. And then once we pick that number, we would try and find the very best possible way forward for our team because we wanted to keep every one of them within a budget number rather than the other way around. Because I think the way that meeting went, Lauren, we were just going round and round and round in circles about all the options. And when it really comes down to it, we either have 107,000 to spend or we don't, or we have 90 or we have 80, but we still want to do the best by everybody. And I think you got to pick a number and then figure out the best you can do for that number rather than the other way around. But Lauren, go for it.
All right, folks. Just for the record, I want to be having this conversation about as much as you.
So remind me again why we can't continue what we were doing before.
So that is actually one of our options.
I thought that there was something happened and we couldn't continue.
So here's where things stand. What we're doing right now is every employee gets a $700 a month stipend to buy their own insurance or not. It's just income. We have no control over what they do with it.
And they get taxed on.
And they get taxed on it as income. What happens now on the marketplace is there are federal and tax subsidies to help offset the cost of those premiums. Anyone making over $62,000 next year is no longer eligible for any of those subsidies. Option one. Oh, well, we made this decision last year, we're gonna stay with it, and it's gonna cost our staff a bunch of money. Option two. There's a lot of options here. Sorry, scenario A is that. Scenario B, sorry, Linda, I'm gonna share.
Can
my
I
screen.
just round out Vicky's question?
Yeah,
The $62,000 has always been there. It's just that with our pay raises, we've gotten to the point where we've gone over that number.
Not everyone, but a lot, almost.
Right.
so right now,
Will it everyone?
uh,
That were close. That like,
lots of steps. Right now. If we continue the $700 a month. Oops, sorry, I apologize. Oh, that's why I had that other one that I left. Here we go. Remind me, Arena, that I,
What's healthcare costing us right now?
700 times 12 times 8. So one moment.
Might even change his numbers.
That's 84 a month.
67,200 a year.
Which we're already paying. So that gives us an idea of where we can move from there. And still be affordable for the district. And couldn't there be another way of paying that instead of including it as salary?
I have so many options for you guys, I promise.
You don't need a lot.
So right now, with the $700 a month. Everybody's. Real darn close or over.
okay.
I'm sorry, thank you.
But you've been over and Kate's been over and Mel and Dorothy probably have been over
Unless I'm
anyway, right?
So here's anyway. So that's without the $700 a month.
So you and Kate.
Me and
the
Kate.
Two impacted.
Arena, if I remember correctly, you're gonna be tripping over that and then actually losing money.
Yeah,
Sure.
but I just wanted to point out that, even though Maria and I are very, very close, so we're not above that $60,000 threshold. Since we don't know what the rates will be of those premium tax credits next year, we could only be eligible for like a very small amount of subsidies.
Right,
So-
it's unknown what the subsidies will be in people who qualify. This year. So. Given that,
What's B?
option B. Is we claw back the $700 a month,
Make that big.
yes,
Now make it salary.
So it pays 300.
so on the call that Linda and Loren and I were on. They presented basically. We got a quote from, it's called Blue Edge Captive, which is it's Blue Cross Blue Shield, but we would have access to a special small employer plan that has rates that are basically between 14 and 19% lower than the general marketplace because of our demographics, because we are a young, healthy
Perfect.
team.
Yeah.
So in my mind, what I'm presenting to you today is like, we would go with that. At the end of the day, there are 3 plans that were presented to us. All the monthly premiums are between $941 and $994 between the 3 plans that they quoted us at. So I'm calling it $1,000 to make the math stuff less. And we can decide on a plan or plans later, but this is kind of like the approach stage is where we are.
When is your drop dead date? When do you have to have this done by?
So the offer that we were made by Blue Edge expires on September 28th.
Ooh.
However, our broker,
28th.
yes. Our broker has indicated that he believes that we would just be able to get that renewed if we needed more time.
Mhm.
And he would make the argument that like, why would it change if nothing has changed? In order, if we want to participate in that, at least 5 staff members do have to participate in that. All of our staff, besides our current intern, will be turning 26 this year, so
Losing their parents.
losing their parents. And we'll need.
Does everyone, is everyone on board with the $300 a month, their portion of this?
No, this has not been,
Okay,
you guys are hearing this first.
okay. I'm just saying, if you go and you end up with 2 people saying, oh, heck no, I can't afford that. What do you do then?
So,
But
that's my question.
at the $1,000, you're talking 144,000 doubling. Okay,
So. Option B is to claw back the $700 and put it towards a premium. And we could have the employee then pay the other $300 is option B. Option C, claw it back, but we'll pay the other $300. So that would cost us 3 times 12 times 8 for the year.
Plus what we're already paying.
Plus what we're, yeah, sorry, this is, I'm doing the differential.
Difference.
Just call that.
Which is column F. Thank you. Yes, I did think this all through, I promise. So. And then scenario D. This is where I might lose some people, I'm aware of that. Is I asked, and some staff told me, how much are you paying for your current monthly premiums? And I said, you don't have to answer, it's completely optional. This is the range of what people are currently paying per month for their premiums. From the folks who responded. In my mind, then, especially adding in the folks who aren't buying their own health insurance, which is on this list, I think 2 more people saying that they take home the full $700. So I made an average. I said, okay, at the end of the month, or at the end of the day, let's assume each person is paying an average of $150 a month for their premium out of the $700 that they take home. So they're netting $550 is what their like true realized income is at the end of the month. And so there's an option that is going to be expensive and you don't have to like it, but I wanted to present it where we keep paying $550 a month to the employee, but then we also pay for the rest of the healthcare, this new plan. We pay the $1,000.
Nope, that's off the table for me. So is that E. I see E too.
And then E is to keep this whole $700.
Yeah. Because it's intended for healthcare. And that was how we set it up, was intended for healthcare, treating all employees the same. I would advocate that we treat all employees the same and just some win and some lose. In terms of, that seems really harsh, but.
is there? And I'm not following this 100%, my
That's okay.
glasses are screwed up because I have my eyes operated on, but anyway. You've got A, B, we're looking at B, C, or D. I wanna know a number, how much more than 67,000?
It's right to the right.
That is gonna be this F
Okay.
column.
Okay,
So it's either gonna be 30,000, 80,000, or 96,000.
Yeah.
Additional beyond the 67,200 we're already paying.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna have to
28, 81, and 96.
Yep. I know, trust me, I also do not want to be having this conversation.
No,
No, I know.
we're gonna have to do it next year too, right?
So, yeah.
Why?
But there's two people that don't have, you have 8 employees and 6 reported.
Yeah.
So
It was-
2 people have not reported or either have
The
no
2 people-
cost because they're under 26.
I can tell you that is what that answer is
Okay, it's under 26. But they're gonna be turning 26.
this year.
So one way or the other, they're gonna lose their health care
Yes,
and have to start paying for it,
yes.
right?
So,
Right now, by numbers, B, clawback and 28,000 is the best scenario for the district.
so. Sorry, that's actually C is what you're referring to.
That's C.
Yeah, there's A through E. I think I just got your letters.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's C.
And so I don't want to at all discount what's best for the district. But I also want to advocate for what it will feel like on the staff side.
It's $8,000.
$8,000 of income each year.
Can I just say, I worried about this when we went this direction, but I didn't worry too much because I didn't realize that it would end up being income. Like now everybody's gotten used to that extra $600, $300, $400 a month of income. So now it really, when you use the word claw back, it like gives me goosebumps. But that
Yeah.
really what it is going to feel like is that we've taken $300 or 4, 5, or 6 away from people as income they've come to count on.
But then again, if they have a problem, it's liable to cost them more than what we could furnish for them in health insurance. That clawback won't help you in an accident or illness situation. And there's the other option, there's the other thing. You're gonna impoverish, that's the wrong word, but the organization that's paying you to the point where we're gonna have to cut somebody.
So. Again, I don't just, I want to present a couple more thoughts to round out the whole picture. Just. Oh, my numbers are wrong now. Hold on, let me fix this back to what it was. I deleted a tab because I was like, why did I make that tab? Now I remember why I made that tab.
And what I'm looking at too is the long-term possibility of the property, the office. If we had that all in place, it wouldn't, but we're eroding that income, put aside income that we want to put towards that. Once that's accomplished, higher numbers can be achievable because you'll be producing it and we won't have to put hardly anything aside because we've got the office space and set up.
So is the least cost to the employee option to just stick with what we've got and let them face whatever tax implications there are?
For the majority of them.
Yeah.
probably.
So. No,
What's the least cost to the employee? Not counting D and E,
C,
see, yeah. So 700, so them losing that 700 altogether,
but then we pay
we
the
pay,
300.
we pay the health
difference.
insurance.
Full.
But for the people that are paying $20 a month now and potentially could continue to pay $20 a month,
They won't be paying
No,
$2 a month.
exactly.
It would be like $800 to $1,000 a month.
Yeah, so if we furnished it,
because of the subsidies going away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one will qualify for subsidies.
Or if
Thought
they, or if
thought I
they do,
understood you to say that because you're close anyway, the subsidy doesn't impact you that much.
right, if they're, we don't know what the subsidies are gonna be, and we won't know that until November 1st.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very likely, I would estimate that if you're at $61,000 instead of 62, like
yeah,
your stipend's not going to be worth anything. Or not your stipend, I apologize, your subsidy. So
Have
most,
you done and it's kind of a sneaky idea, but have you done the analysis of if you game the system and you drop the income, where is the point where if they're making
Right.
60,900, do they actually make money because of the subsidy? Have you?
Can't know that until November 1st. Just
All right,
funny, we get to play, and we confirmed, we asked the Vermont healthcare people,
okay,
so.
well,
Actually, it should be sometime in October, but we don't know when. The latest November 1st.
But with the age of the employees, it sounds like they're over the age of being covered by other programs. And you had mentioned 8 to 1,000, they're all out of it. That plan cover it.
Right, so let's,
It's a backwards income too.
yeah,
If you don't have to pay the insurance, it's getting paid. That's an income, to me it is, we have to pay out $12,000 a year.
It's a benefit of employment.
Right,
And
it's
you
also,
get it as cash or you get it as a benefit of employment.
right,
Right.
and that isn't taxed.
right. Well, and that's why what we had this year was so great
yeah,
Yeah,
and worked for everybody. We didn't increase our costs and everybody got to take home $550 more a month. Like that was
Right.
the
and
best possible option.
Maybe that's how you have to look at it. Like, that was the best possible option at
At
that
the
time,
time.
but now when we're trying to, you know, make sure we think about the conservation district as well, so you continue to have employment.
Right.
Like this is just the way it's gonna be. Unfortunately.
but then again, it's not as if we're throwing $12,000 into your bank or into your side, then you gotta pay income tax on it. That's not beneficial. You're better off having the $12,000 insurance supplied. It's not shown as income. It's a cost to the district. But
If
it's not,
you put money into someone's 401k or IRA, is that income?
If we do it, no. If Arena puts 4% of her income into her 401k, that's income. If we're matching, it's not income.
Can we do it without, can we just? Like, instead of them putting money into their retirement, if we put money into their retirement? So they weren't
Instead of
having
them?
to
I don't know the answer to
set
that.
that aside? Kind of swap. You know. If I'm putting $200 away a month of my own money. And then we make a deal where the employer's putting that in and it's not considered income, and now I don't have to put that in.
Right. I'll look into that.
But the employee still has to have health insurance.
No, I, just to offset that money,
Loss of income.
that loss of income.
I don't see it as a loss of income. We pay all their insurance. It's not a loss. It's an
It's,
undocumented income, as I look at it, which you don't have to worry about it. And it doesn't show as now you're up to $72,000 or $73,000 worth of income and get taxed on it. It's a benefit, yes, but that's part to me of your salary.
I'm just gonna redirect and pretend Arena's not here.
And I happen to leave with you.
I think I just don't want it to like be like you.
Yeah, and we need to, Lorena, you should not feel uncomfortable in this conversation.
no.
Yeah,
no.
it's just a conversation.
Either if you guys want to know how I would, as an example of a staff member, feel about these options, I'm also happy to speak.
Yeah, I would love to
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love to. Thank you for.
Could I, before we do that? I did also. Want to just bring up, here's what the hourly rates of non-salaried staff are right now. And then if you, basically, it works out to $4 an hour is what the healthcare segment works out to.
The 700?
Yeah. And so. Just that's the $4 an hour difference is what we're gonna be doing. Well, not really, because some people are paying 100, so
Yeah.
this should actually be. If we're using the 5,500 number.
So glad I never had to work with those things.
What? Excel?
Yeah, I had. That had. minions.
It's $3 and
People to do it
17
for us,
Very
and we did.
an hour.
Yeah, no, I had yeah, mail merge is my biggest bugaboo that when I have to do mail merge now, it's just like, oh my God, I hate this. But anyway, Excel doesn't bother me. But I don't use pivot tables or I'm not advanced like that, so.
So it works out to more like $3.17 on average, let's say, per hour. And then I was curious, so I looked at the living wage information for Vermont. And so these numbers are the 2024, and then these numbers are 2025 with the COLA. And so one adult, no kids, living wage, which by definition is what one full-time worker must earn on an hourly basis to help cover the cost of their family's minimum basic needs where they live while still being able to be self-sufficient. Food, childcare, healthcare, housing, transportation, civic engagement, broadband, and other necessities make up the living wage. And so in Franklin County, it's 24.86. In Chittenden County, it's 26.27.
17.
2 adults, no kids.
2 adults, no kids.
Wait, okay, so 2 adults working together.
Yes,
would have
sorry.
To make like 34,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are our salaries? 20, so we're above living wage.
We are,
Yeah.
Is everyone an adult with no kids? So-
everyone is currently either 1 adult, no kids, or 2 adults, no kids. And so I think that's kind of been a question of like, is this job a job for 1 adult, no kids? Or is this a job we want people to be building into? I think is a conversation to have. I think at the very least, we should have a conversation about these 4 numbers. If we take away the full $700 a month stipend, at the very least. I will also say and show, I did pull some starting wages of recent job descriptions from other conservation districts. We're about in the middle, so we're not on the high end. And all of our folks have been here for a full year, so theoretically they arguably should be higher than what the starting wage at other districts is. If they've been here a year. So I think there is some argument to keep some additional compensation, is what I'm trying to get at with this, honestly.
And maybe now's a good time for me to give my perspective, and I am on one end of the spectrum where if you go back to like the overview page, I'm that 22 number, so
Mhm.
I take home almost $700
All out of the
of
7.
additional income, and my base hourly wage is 25 an hour. And then with this additional income, so I don't know what that works out to be, something like low 50s in terms of annual salary. Which is like what I understood I would be getting when I took this job, and then have over the past year realized my income is closer to $60,000, which is great. And I feel really happy about. I will say that like losing that amount of income, that extra $8,400 a year would be a blow. And that's speaking for me as someone who is very healthy, has relatively low healthcare needs. So that's just one perspective. Not to say you wouldn't be able to retain me, but I do think there are other staff who have much greater healthcare expenses and higher living expenses generally, who would take this even harder than someone like me who's just
Would
like.
you rather just have the stipend and?
No, because then I would, on the healthcare marketplace, probably be paying like $800 out of pocket every month.
Just because you're going up over the 62?
Even if she
I'm right,
wasn't.
even if I'm right under the 62, my stipend could be like $20.
It's like,
for my
it's
subsidy.
graduated.
Yes.
Yeah, it's graduated.
So at the 50,000, it's a lot higher than at 60,000, is what you're saying,
Yes.
the stipend. So
The
you wanna make
subsidy.
less money and still get your 700? I mean,
Well, but we talked about it. I think if we knew, if we were
What I
more,
was saying.
drop your
Yeah,
salary.
if
up
we
the
knew
salary
what the
stipend.
rates would be, then that would be a conversation we could have, but without knowing what the rates are, like one possibility is that, okay, I make just under that $62,000 a year and I only qualify for $20 a month in a tax credit, so I'm having to pay, $800 to $1,000 a month, which is a possibility. That's just where we're at. Healthcare is so broken.
I will say too, we all do have to do the same thing. We cannot offer healthcare
Pick and choose.
to
And do
some,
you fund your 401k?
because then they can't get the subsidies at all.
How much a month?
I'm 4%, I believe,
I think you're right.
5%.
5% of your,
And then there's a match from the district,
Yeah, so she gets,
3.5 or something.
5% of your $60,000?
yes. And then we match 4%. If they are putting in
Like
5%,
that.
we match 4%.
And that's the program that it is?
Yeah.
It's the safe harbor law program.
So that's $3,000.
Using if we,
If you
Which
did,
things
if
that-
you did all $3,000
right,
from around that, then her income goes down, but you are not paying into your
Hmm.
retirement fund. Just, I mean,
Yeah.
it might not be enough of a drop to make a big difference.
yeah, I will definitely be looking into that. And so maybe we don't need to necessarily make a decision today, but, all that being said.
Yeah,
That
thank
was
you.
nice to have that.
Yeah.
And I wish there were other staff here on the other end of the spectrum who could speak
There are
to
two
their.
right
Two right
there,
there.
but
I'd rather
we'd have
not.
to spend a long, yeah, it would take a while.
Okay, I'll just say, I know that I have it very good and I'm grateful for what I have. And I'm just trying to retain some of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
How do you like your job?
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot to be said for that too. Do you live in Burlington area?
I do.
So you have, is it cheaper there than up here to rent?
You can't rent up here. There are not
Yeah.
rentals up here.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Really?
The cost of living in Burlington, Chittenden County is higher, but
Yes.
like in terms of actually finding an apartment to rent, it's difficult. And then,
Then you have your travel.
yeah.
Costing
that's
you.
true. Yeah. But-
Sarah dropped a job once.
Really?
Went to a lower paying job and ended up at the end of the year making more money.
Yeah.
Because of the travel.
yeah.
That's what you gotta. Of course, in farming, we calculated everything. The ones that did try to stay in business anyway. That's why I had an advantage in a way.
Mhm.
Sure, I was only getting 2/3 of what everybody else was getting. I didn't have to drive to work.
Mhm.
And the building and the rent was furnished and milk,
Right.
meat. And
Things are different now.
most of
Who pays
it.
for your gas to get here and
I do.
to and fro? Well, did you do also gas cards or, I don't.
I don't know.
At some point, you're doing something that maybe you're gonna get
Right,
called for,
right.
but that could be up to another $4,000. To drop, to drop their income, $7,000. You funding their retirement and paying for their fuel. But again, you don't know how much that subsidy is going to be.
I don't know if that's illegal. Is it?
If it's legal,
Yeah.
exactly, that's what I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know if that's legal. I mean, we are a municipality, so.
Right.
The districts need to abide by
Yeah,
state law on how they treat their employees. So.
Can
So-
I just circle us back to where we were at the very, very beginning? Like, how much do we have to spend on this? Because if I remember right, there was only like a $25,000 surplus in the 26 budget.
Yeah, so many things have changed for the better. Right now, if we keep just paying $700 a month for the rest of the year. We have, and keep our 8 staff as they are.
Not. And the intern is,
So right now I'm pretending there's no intern. I would
Okay.
like to start that discussion, but right now I'm pretending there's no intern. We're looking at netting $103,000.
Okay.
I double checked my numbers 8 times. They're always subject to change a little bit, but I feel pretty confident in that number.
And how much do we have available besides that?
So
I
I'm gonna answer that question with the $380,000 is what we have netted over the past 4 years.
Is that available?
On any given day,
No, is that something that can be planned on? In other words, if you make clear 100 and some odd thousand this year, we have 400,000 available.
480. Yeah.
And again, you see where I'm going. If we had the building, if we had the office, we could play tighter and looser.
Yes, and we are eligible for a 5% loan.
That's fine, but still it's paying interest and paying on loan.
I don't disagree. We are already
Right now,
paying,
you could go into these people that have that land in Georgia and make them a cash offer. Which is thousands, you're talking thousands of dollars in savings right there.
I don't disagree.
And then once we reach the point of, okay, now we're settled in. We can improve this even better.
I don't disagree.
That's just my outlook.
We are currently paying about $36,000 a year to be here. So that is already an expense factored
36,
in.
is that that include Wi-Fi? Cause it was 28 and change, right? For rent.
Yeah, so that includes the Wi-Fi. And the phone. And this year it is going, it's going up, right, it's going up $100 a month each year, I believe, the rent,
Oh, the
or
rent,
something like that. So I think I was rounding up to 3,000. I apologize, I shouldn't be. Big numbers.
We're still gonna have some of those expenses and we have to pay taxes.
taxes, plowing,
All the utilities, I mean, right now it's included, right?
maintenance.
So you're talking another $1,000 a month for utilities by the time we heat a 2,000 square foot building and pay the rent and pay the Wi-Fi and the phone, you know, it's gonna be $1,000 a month for that kind of stuff.
Summer, you're gonna have
Sure.
ground maintenance and.
Yeah.
Winter, you got snow plowing and.
And I don't know what taxes would be there. We should probably look into the tax.
Yeah,
because
that, yeah.
might impact which location we wanna head to.
Sure. I'm just gonna steal this one from you.
Can I just get a
You've been
quick
doing that long,
summary of
right? That's all right.
Georgia parcel?
Here,
Third number.
It was,
65,000 an acre, but they give us a $5,000 comp for
design.
something design.
That's just for the
engineering,
land.
Yes,
Just for the
And
land.
then you have to pay for the building.
And the septic.
all
and
the
the wall.
building, the septic, the water, the electricity.
Right. And how many
Soils are
acres?
sand.
there.
We can buy as many as we want. They have like 7 total or something like
But
that.
Dan
We
brought
can
up-
only buy one if we want, just
Dan
one.
brought up a good point. We could buy the front, which is the buildable part. And negotiate for that conservation, to conserve wetland or
Wetlands
woods,
and wooded
at a
area
lot.
back.
lot lesser
is
price,
Not developable.
but usable for our group as far as, demonstrations and.
Yeah.
So I did talk to Mark. I don't know if you.
Yeah, he stopped talking to me. I don't know.
No. No, yeah,
Okay,
I just talked to him 2 nights ago.
okay.
So if you want that update at some point. Numbers
That would be a great time.
now?
Yeah.
Okay. So. The house on Swamp Road. The old Graves Farm, so there's a farmhouse, there's one original barn, and then there's a new shed, it's fairly big. There's a Christmas tree lot, fairly small. Some Christmas trees
Used to buy a
around.
Christmas tree there.
Oh, did you?
Oh, years when the girls were little. Yeah, cause it was convenient.
Yeah,
Right
On
there.
Swamp Road.
Swamp Road, and
Can
then
you pull it
it's,
up?
Yeah.
Also Fairfield.
then it's surrounded, there's a meadow behind the house.
So what are we looking at? here?
And so Mark
Or
was
sale?
saying his thought, well, it's in the land trust, I guess that's not problem number 1. Very willing to talk about
This guy, right?
crafting
acres?
some deal. Well,
Jesus,
same
sorry,
thing, like he
everybody.
kind of said,
We can't.
If we're gonna
subdivide it.
sell-
If it's in the land trust, you cannot subdivide it.
you can,
If there's
I
a
think
discussion
you
that
can
can be
take it out.
done,
You can
Yeah.
take it out and.
you can
not,
take it out.
no, land trust can't. But would
Right,
it, would they negotiate, would they listen to putting a conservation group in a piece of land?
Am I in
Well,
the right place?
Which, and it would stay, everything else is, you know.
Do you know if federal
Yes.
funds were involved with that, Molly?
I have no idea. That
Was
was,
it with VHCB or with VLT?
we
from
didn't put it, we
way
didn't
back?
put it in the land trust.
So if
I-
it's VLT, there's a chance there's no federal funds. If there's federal funds on it, they will not allow a subdivision.
Okay,
That's unless.
so I get, well, so I'll just
Be my-
finish,
be my
and
guess.
then Lauren
Anyway, we
can
could
look
try,
into it.
but unless.
So he
things
would-
changed.
Mhm.
Be interested in selling the house and the two buildings. And then discussing, you know, what amount of land, if you wanted, you know,
They'd
like
have
another
to, you'd
company.
have to find out if it's doable.
If,
Yeah,
100%, yes,
Yeah.
but this is
and
just,
it's probably doable
So
on your
everyone
end, is
has-
it doable with land trust?
right.
Does he have a number in mind?
I think he was up near 1 million, but it's because he's a farmer and they want all the money they can get.
Yeah, well, the last text I had with him was I gave him a number and then he did not text me back, so.
When was
I
that?
gave him, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I said, you know, like, we'd like to stay around $400,000 if you're asking. I'm gonna tell you what we'd like.
He said, well, it was appraised at, I was like, sure,
Right.
I don't know if you can go with the appraised value. But anyways,
But was that for the whole thing? Cause they wouldn't have appraised it separately, would they have?
That's
the house has been appraised separately. The town of Fairfield just
Oh,
went through
okay.
appraisals.
How much
Right.
did Leon have there total? That whole, what's the whole parcel?
Uh, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Am I in the right place? It says Linda Rundstrom, so I don't know if I'm in the right place.
can you zoom in?
Oh, don't think I'm in the right
Yeah.
place, actually.
Yeah, it looks like it.
One building.
No,
There's,
I don't think I'm right. I think I've looked for this before.
what side of the road are you, he's on the east side of the road.
Yeah, okay, so here's
What-
36.
Yeah,
Heading south.
keep going, go past St. Pierre Road.
Oh, you're not far enough.
Yeah,
down.
you're not far.
You're
Yeah.
not far enough down the Christmas tree.
What road was that?
That was St. Pierre.
Yeah, okay, so it's the next one,
It's this
right
way?
there, yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go.
And then the oldest one land down the road, but
129
Can
acres.
you pull up the? There's a slight chance that the house and barn are not in the land trust. 'Cause
Mm.
sometimes they are excluded.
right, a lot of
It
times.
A lot
depends
of
on,
times they are.
it depends on, yeah, how they set it up when they. first
Yeah,
put it
so
in.
if you can look up the conserved lands layer. That may be golden if that's the case.
If it's the case, correct.
You just have to work on that price tag.
Yeah, 1 mil per.
Longevity?
Luckily, I can recuse myself.
You talking all the land as well?
No. Well, I mean, you want to rent it.
I have to
us,
recuse myself
now-
from the Georgia lot because my husband's on the
Yeah.
industrial development board, so.
And they have the same base map. Alright, where am I? There's 36.
That looks like the center of town.
So I gotta go back over here,
Yep,
Swamp Road, St. Pierre Road,
Where's St. Pierre Road?
right there.
Yeah, so it doesn't look.
so
like
there's a
it's part
skinny
of that.
cutout, what's that skinny thing?
Yeah, but there's a block cut out over there too.
That's on the wrong side of the
The
road.
house.
Wrong side, okay.
Can I not change the basin?
Anyways, you can look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the update.
That's something that you could, Lauren, do you want me to call, I can call Julia at the state office and ask her to look into, see if there's any federal money on it, because that's gonna be the biggest thing, they'd have to go to federal approval for a subdivision. And I don't typically think they allow it, but they might.
It's a different-
District.
Well-
And that's someone's
different
driveway right
parcel.
there.
It's a different parcel
There
entirely.
was a parcel that,
Probably
That
needs
would be
to put them
helpful,
backland.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was a parcel that could have been used for
Can you
field
send
days.
me the map for the lot?
Yes. Yeah.
There was
Remind
a
me.
parcel that was looking at, their field days was looking into on land trust and they said no. How much more agricultural related do you want?
was that the one on Beans Corners?
No,
No.
that's not in land trust, that's just too damn honest.
Okay. That's helpful, thank you.
Mhm.
So.
Uh.
Mm,
How much do we have to spend on healthcare?
We have,
I mean, that's what it comes down to in the end. You can go in every possible gyration you want. And if we can just try and decide how much we've got to spend, then we can totally with a clear conscience and an totally earnest effort, look at all the options and pick the one or two if you're going to offer different plans
Lauren,
that
can
fit
you
your
figure
budget
the,
and are the best we can do.
We're
how
gonna,
hard would it be for you to figure in the total benefit package that everybody's getting right now? With the match,
right now today,
well, what the value is of their salary
yeah,
with all the benefits
yeah,
that they're getting and the match. So any benefit, so it'd be the 401k, it'd be the healthcare. So I'm trying to think of a percentage of, what percent of the total amount we provide for our employees is salary versus benefits. And that I think is something we could compare to national averages. And it may complicate the discussion and maybe it's ultimately not what Linda said. But I don't know, I mean, we don't have to do it today unless we need to make a decision today, but I think that would be helpful, Lauren, is to say so that the employees know too. What's the current? Because I paid, and Dan, I don't know in the military if it was different for you guys, and I don't know, Molly, in your situation in the school district. My entire career with USDA, I pay $700 a month right now as a retiree for my healthcare. And that didn't go down when I retired. I mean, I have to pay the same percentage as I did when I was an employee. Now I have healthcare guaranteed for life. That's the beauty of it, that the government's gonna pay their share. But I don't, the difference is I've always paid it, so I never got used to the money.
Right.
It was always taken out. You picked a healthcare plan, you had options on what plans you could pick. 4 or 5 generally were available each year, and then, the rate that you paid was based on what you picked. Whatever was taken out of your salary. So. I don't know, Molly, do you pay for any healthcare? Does it take out of your check as a school?
Healthcare, yeah, pay for a little bit of healthcare. But not the majority of it.
if my quick numbers are right, which sometimes I've been wrong.
As a percentage, it's,
So if we have the health at $700 a month plus the retirement, we chip in
yep,
value compared to the just hourly
rate,
rate, it's about 20%.
yeah,
You know,
okay.
Oh. Big floor.
Yep. I know we're all sick of having this conversation. I'm sorry we're having this conversation.
This is a proactive statement. But Lauren, we always did once a year, we did a total package, assessment for every employee. So they knew the total value of what they were getting. That way, if for some reason anybody started looking around, they had a piece of paper from us to take to another employer and say, here's my total package where I'm at now. I really like
Sure.
it. There's lots of great people there, blah, blah, blah. Because that's where I ultimately go with this, is that we don't want to create a scenario where people start shopping for other jobs. But just to get ahead of that just a little bit, it wouldn't be bad to have that. And I'm happy to spend some time with you and go through that, what that kind of a conference looks like with an employee.
Right.
But it's completely separate from a growth conference or performance review. It's just, let's once a year go over the total package.
It would make sense to do it during excuse me, Linda, I'm sorry to interrupt you, I thought you were kind of.
No. The way I was taught to do it was to, some people do it, of course, during the performance review. But what happens is people usually if you do it at raise time, if you go over it at raise time, then you make it sort of obligatory that you give people raises whether they're performing better or not, whether they actually fix the problems you talked to them about last year. So I was taught to keep them completely separate so that, it was just always on the table what the total compensation package was with each employee, and keep raises and salaries and performance completely separate. Talk so that you could connect them. You could say, well, I can't give you a raise now. I asked you 6 months ago to start coming to work on time and you're still 45 minutes late every day, So anyway, that's how we did it. But I guess what I'm just saying is, though, no matter how we come, no matter where we land, it sounds like there will be some disappointment. I haven't heard any options where there isn't any
So
disappointment.
the internet's saying 30%.
That's what I'm getting to. I just saw an article, I'm gonna email it to you, Lauren, I don't know if you wanna send it to everybody else, but
You're saying typically benefits are 30% of,
70% salary, 30% benefits. So you would be at whatever your salary is plus the $12,000, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So we'd look at you as taking $112,000. 30% of that is that the
so here's what my hourly,
88?
that is my
Okay, yeah,
salary.
88 plus 12, yes. So you're $100,000 employee.
Yeah.
30% of that, if on the national average, would go to your benefits.
So I would be
So
taking
70%.
70
Yeah,
Mhm.
and 30 would be going to my benefits.
Right. But you can get to that
A couple different
37
ways.
by raising their salary or
Right.
I guess lowering their salary or raising their benefits.
Right.
It was interesting to see the 14% to 21%. Like, what does that say about our benefits?
They're
It says that our
disproportionate.
benefits are the $700 a month
Right, that's.
is the equalizer.
Yeah, I got it.
However, is the consistent,
Yeah.
whether or not that's the
That's what I
equalizer.
was wondering.
Yeah.
but that 20%, you're better off than at 30%. In other words,
Who's better off?
for the $100,000 person or the $60,000 person salary, if only 20, and then you add another 12 for the insurance, that's 72,000. So that, and you said the 30% as far as the national average.
Well, it's 12 for Lauren.
Well, for Lauren. But if somebody at 60, it's 20.
Sixty is right, it's 30%.
60 is 20.
Right, but you can get there, you could lower their salary. And go
Oh,
60
yes.
down to 40, which
The
is
end
inhumane.
number is the number that the association has to pay, you just have to pay.
Right,
That employee.
exactly.
That's what the total factor.
Exactly. But
I don't know, I could make the suggestion that with the numbers you've been bringing up. I could see the clawback in 28, that's. What I can see right now.
I'm kind of leaning towards that too.
Option
Option
C,
C.
claw back all of 700, but we pay the 300.
We pay the premium,
You pay the premium,
full premium,
full premium.
and it costs us an additional 28,000
Right,
than what we're paying right now.
which one is pay the full premium? Not
That's
C.
number C.
No, that's only pay 300.
No, this is this employee loses 700. And we pay an additional 300. So our costs as a district are $1,000 a month, and previously they were $700 a month.
Gotcha, yeah.
it should be
Yeah.
more than that though. So it's 1,000, how many employees?
Sorry, this is per employee, I apologize. Currently we have 8 employees.
Okay, so that's 8,000 a month,
Yes,
that's 60 a year.
yes.
So we're almost at that 100. But
102.
107,
Yeah.
whatever is the max. thing.
So if you put 28 on 67, which you're paying now. 95, 96.
I think it's reasonable to get past the straight pay test. I do think we'll lose at least one, if not 4 employees over this.
Oof. I mean,
I'm just gonna say it.
What was that?
There's other people that'll be willing to take the job.
I was saying that, I do think we're gonna lose employees if we claw back the full 700.
That is a, what, 8,000,
It's 8,400.
84.
Right.
Wow.
That's a
Some-
big, that's a kicking,
84 over 60. That's,
yeah. That's a significant,
it's huge.
uh. And I understand you can justify it and say, well, it's not really but it's money that's no longer available, and that's how it's, when your budget has to be
When,
scaled down by that much, that's a hard.
When
Or I
you're-
think the only other option is we have to let somebody go.
right,
We let somebody go so that we can bump it up and make it better for everybody else.
I agree.
That's the only other option.
So,
That sucks.
Based on our salary.
Or
based on
you-
what we got.
Because if you bump. They're at 700, you bump that to 1,000, it's all gonna bump their tax,
Right.
so that they're not gonna gain,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, they're still in 24% tax bracket for that analysis. So they're still taking home 76% of that.
Mhm.
That's the other alternative, bump them up to 1,000,
Give them $1,000 stipend and let them go do what they want with them.
that's the other alternative.
But, in Lorena's case, but she said it's gonna be $8,400.
Just so-
A year, probably, right?
Yes.
So, one way or the other, you're gonna lose the money,
Is losing it.
yeah. And it just sucks, it sucks that we're in this situation, and yeah, I'm kinda like what Linda said, I wish we hadn't done this last year.
I think we definitely made the right choice last year, I think.
You wouldn't have,
The big beautiful bill fucked us.
yeah,
We couldn't have known. I mean, you
We couldn't have
Yeah,
known.
you can't predict.
It was
And-
definitely the right choice last year,
and in the past 12 months, you wouldn't have done what you did.
right? We wouldn't have
Like,
kept,
if you
we
had-
wouldn't have
if
kept
you had-
all 8 staff for a
You
year.
kept those people at $45,000 to $55,000, like. I mean, you're talking a livable wage, you're not taking trips, right? You're not flying to have a vacation, you're living.
Right.
And you better not break your leg, cause
Right.
that.
Right, and I was there for a long time,
I was there for a long time too.
and
Just- It sucks, but it is what it is.
That's right.
I mean, we've all
Yes.
been in situations where,
That's
God, I
right.
was a single mom when my husband ran off with one of his veterinary technicians. It sucked, it was a capital S, and there I was, stuck.
yeah,
And it's what life, and I had to get a roommate when I was in my 30s to pay my mortgage, so I didn't lose my house.
Ugh.
so I think when,
And for 16 years, I had a roommate, so I could afford my mortgage.
right. But we don't have to make it suck if we, lose an employee.
Right, right, we treat everybody better, but we lose an employee.
Right.
So,
Or you don't get rid of, you wait till someone leaves, maybe you're paying them more for the next 6 months and someone's like, I'm done, and you don't replace them.
so,
Because in what you're speaking about. We ran into, and then again, it's not norm, as Ryan would say, 365 days working. Insurance or percentage rates went from 8% to 12%. And we had to keep going.
I think dairy farming is the worst
You,
industry.
They just a shit.
So hard,
but anyway,
Yeah.
the money sucks, and we'll have no control over what you get paid, and
that's right.
just the whole thing,
Yeah.
it's just. The only beauty about being a dairy farmer is the feel, I mean, there's gotta be a feel-good feeling about what you're doing for the world. I don't know, Molly, I just think that it's just grueling. I think
Yeah.
The Ballards are finally building a robot, putting in robots, they've got 3 little kids.
So I just want to say, we have a really unique industry where we charge our billable rate or a rate per employee plus fringe. So losing an employee doesn't do us any favors. Cause then the income doesn't come in.
Mhm.
Cause we bill on a reimburse, we only bill for what we incur. We're not a for-profit, it's not a set income. So I would like to take losing a position off the table, because that actually does not help us financially. And I would like to say, based on our current projections right now, if let's say we pay 1,000 and we keep the $700 a month stipend, we still net $53,000 this year with 8 staff. Like, these costs are fixed.
If we go with that option, and this is just a prediction, but what do you see in terms of staff turnover? Do you think that will be? How, and I know I'm asking you to look in a crystal ball, and yours is cloudy right now, but mine's broken, so.
Yeah, I think keeping people's take-home pay the same. Cause I think it doesn't change that number. I think lowering that number necessarily changes everybody's calculus.
One option, we could just not give a COLA this year.
We could not give a COLA this year.
That's definitely in the,
And no raises next year. I mean, if we're gonna keep that 700 stipend, I would say we look to the future and what the impacts are for the conservation district. And the employees, yes, we value you, but this is where you're gonna be for a while.
And get used to it
And,
don't.
yeah,
and things get
I mean,
better.
Arena, is that better than flying back $700?
Yeah, and I was actually gonna say, I mean, just looking at the percentage of like the income you take home over a period of time, it seems like if I'm able to keep that $8,400 a year, even if I'm not gaining an extra 5% a year,
Yeah.
that is better. The first scenario is better. And I will also say, my mom, I've been talking to her about this. She's losing her raises next year. So it's kind of like a universal thing. Losing her raises. She's been
Yeah.
told, she works for
Yeah,
MIT, she's
my-
been told that they, as an institution, our policies are changing. So
Yeah,
I feel like just what Sarah, I'm trying to say is that like, that feels like something that everybody is going through.
Right.
So like, I don't think I would feel like, oh, my
Yeah.
employer is giving it to me really bad because I'm not getting a COLA
Yeah.
adjustment. You know?
Yeah, and I think that my husband sits on the LCA TV board and they're, it's a nonprofit and they're really, really struggling with this. They've got 5 or 6 employees and they had to have a meeting with all the employees on Monday to go through this and say, hey, we are not gonna cover your healthcare expense. We're so sorry.
Right.
We just can't. And so,
And I do wanna fight. I understand, trust me, I understand both sides of this. And I know that like, this means, hey, I gotta raise a bunch more money again next year to keep this going. Like, I know that. These staff have worked there, but like the only reason we're where we are is because of them. And if we could come somewhere in between, keep this, cause this isn't anybody's here's fault, and we could do it. That's all I'm gonna say. And even if we don't wanna, honestly, if I'm being really honest, even if this was a negative number, I would probably still fight for it. Because we've netted $380,000 over the last.
Now you're chewing into,
Right,
you're not feeding the cow and getting the milk. She's gonna quit.
but if we
Poor
lose staff, we quit too, Richard.
yeah.
We don't get grants if we don't have staff to do
Well,
it.
that part, I don't understand that well.
Yeah, I know.
I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
but I'm not familiar with that side of it.
Yeah, we're in a really good spot right now in terms of getting the funding and having projects coming in and.
We are well regarded,
Absolutely.
and
There's no reason to
Lauren.
think that's going to change. Certainly the way people perceive you and the organization.
Right.
I don't think that's gonna change, but what could change is availability of funds, and that's not a
Right.
reflection of first thing.
Right, I think at this point in time, like, the availability of funds hasn't changed. It's the costs that have changed. Right. Yes, Linda.
I'm just, this is probably a executive session kind of conversation. But it may be in a small group like yours already self-evident, but I just have to say, is there anybody that isn't pulling their weight or that is not up to snuff? Like, I've had to work and keep on people just to fill an empty seat. Or
Honestly,
in a
no.
while. Okay,
We
so
have
if
a-
you
we
can
have a
say that
fantastic
right there,
team
but if
now.
you were saying, well, we should talk about that in executive session, then I'd say, consider this an opportunity. I just wanted to get that one thing off the table.
No,
Sorry.
I appreciate the question, and we have let people go before, and I would be frank if,
No, it was Charlie.
um,
No lesson.
I think that we've worked really hard the last year to get a really healthy, productive, efficient dynamic, and I think we're nailing it right now.
Okay, that's it. Then end of that part of, is there, and as you look at, is anything else discretionary that's on the table? Because I don't think we have to agonize about this much longer. I think we've already probably landed where we're gonna land. If you bump it up to $1,000 and maybe you just kindly, or however you can, say we're gonna have to be, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pay this part of your health insurance, and maybe this year won't be a great year to expect raises. I don't know.
That sounds
Um,
good.
But I think we're landing there, and if you're pretty confident about the free $53,000 in excess, then we shouldn't agonize about this too much more. It seems like
Yeah.
with every go around of all our comments, we just get closer and closer to that being it. And if you do have a bad
This math,
Yeah,
this math hasn't changed.
so what is that reflecting? That's paying the 700, letting them keep the 700 and us paying $1,000 for paying the full ride on healthcare, and they keep so it was option E.
Yeah. I think there's an argument to be made that this goes to 1,500. Since most people were paying at least $200 a month. I was using 150 as an average. I think there's
I think there's an argument to be made for the employees have to pay something.
Yeah.
For healthcare.
I think that that's a reasonable conversation. I agree. I think we could
So
do,
we presented it as you keep your $700 a month stipend, but then how do we take it out of their paycheck, their cost of the insurance? I mean, that's gonna have to be a deduction. And then that gets into a different way to handle it, which is the way we used to do it, right?
I think we say you are now taking home $500 a month as a stipend and we're paying 1,000. Because theoretically you were paying $200 a month anyway for your healthcare.
So we dropped the stipend to 500.
Cause then their take home, except for a couple, the younger folks, and I think maybe there's a conversation again to be had of this.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like then both the district and the employees hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not all one way or the other.
I think that is a reasonable conversation to have.
And no raise.
Do you think that,
That feels fair to me. I mean, as I said before, like I'm on this extreme end of the spectrum where like,
Yeah.
I'd love to keep $680, but 500 feels good too. And I understand. I think I always would.
You're
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
yeah,
The other option, when I worked for the town, I was a select board member. And we gave them the option. Either here's what we can furnish, let's use the number of 1,000. Or we'll furnish the insurance, or we'll give you 1,000. It was their choice. Then
we
they,
can do that.
then they handle your own health, or you take what we offer.
We can do that. But the folks who take the 1,000 cannot get a subsidy in the healthcare marketplace.
Well, then I'm not saying that, it's their decision.
Yeah, we,
Bottom line, it's their decision.
And you need at least 5 people for
we
this.
do need at least 5
plan.
people to go into this plan.
I'm just throwing that out there, but another,
Yeah.
scenario of what we did on the town level. Cause some of the employees had their spouse has a good insurance, so they take
Right,
the sick leave.
right.
You guys need to start getting married.
My partner makes less than, or has worse health insurance than I do, working in the trades.
I was kidding, I told, don't.
But I've thought about it.
It would also hurt me, so,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, so. What I'm hearing,
I'll make a motion. Can I make a motion? That we drop the stipend down to $500 a month and cover the healthcare?
Oh.
And at the same time have a very frank discussion with the employees about the full cost. All of the benefits they're getting while working for the district, and that this is going to probably impact the COLA and potentially future raises.
Unless there's an exceptional increase in income.
Right.
And then we can look at it and say, well, you did an amazing.
We get somebody to
job.
give us a piece of land and a
Right.
building on it, and we can
Yeah.
just move right in.
Yep.
Things change.
Yes, correct.
Some benefactor, Mark Magnan, decides to just give it to us.
Yeah, right.
Or let us move in without paying rent. That would be, we don't have to own it if we don't pay rent.
I mean, there's always sweat equity.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I got some people who can work hard.
So, that's the other thing, is
Yeah.
that we can continue to look for options for help. The problem with Swamp Road is it's a fair amount farther.
Yeah.
Away for all the employees
I think
So 9
I can have a pretty,
here.
On the interstate.
Okay, so not too bad, yeah.
let me talk
Straight
to
on 36.
Scott a little bit more too. Let me talk to Scott.
It's just
Okay,
Who's got?
Scott Magnan.
Magnet,
Oh,
South Main.
yeah, I know.
No, heard of him? Okay, so there's a motion on the table.
Can you just restate that, because we trailed down on what
Okay,
you.
I will make a motion that, did you type it?
Yeah, Vicky
Okay.
makes a motion to drop the stipend down to $500 a month and pay the remaining healthcare costs. Have a frank conversation with employees about the cost of healthcare and their total package, and help them understand that this may impact COLA and raises in the near future.
I'll second that.
Am I saying no COLA or that this may impact COLA?
Well.
Cross that bridge later.
It's a
Right.
probability.
Probability, no COLA.
The current estimate based on Google is 2.7% at this time, just so everybody knows.
But still,
So I had budgeted 5.
Yeah.
So just for the record,
I second.
10
Yeah.
seconds.
we have, the motion is first and seconded. Do we have all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
I,
motion carried.
I really appreciate this and the thoughtfulness and the other lenses that were brought to this. Thank you very much.
And it's
I'd rather-
not because we don't appreciate you guys, it's just that
Right.
we're in a situation.
Of course.
We
Yeah.
got a cow, okay, again, my analogy, you got a 1,200-pound cow, we got people who want 1,500 pounds of meat, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, be nice if it did though.
I totally.
Um.
Mm.
So. My annual leave plan, you have it. I'm just gonna keep giving you that update. I'm still on track.
Okay.
I'm
I
aggressively
noticed you
on
took
track.
some time off,
Took some
a
time
little
off.
bit.
Oh, that's what
My
you're-
mom had surgery, so I
Yeah.
got to go.
That's where
take
it's
it with her.
Okay.
She's fine.
What
She
kind of
had,
surgery was it?
a hemilaminectomy. She got part of the sheathing around her spine nerves removed to reduce impingement.
Oh,
Geez, that sounds like something I could do.
Yeah, and seems to be working so far. I'm getting my tonsils out at the end of October, so I'll be out for 2 weeks. And
yeah. Oh,
like,
my
I
God.
would
Laura,
be
you
so-
have to?
yeah,
It's supposed to be so painful as an adult.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, you won't,
What is it with you and October
You have
surgeries?
all the fun things going on.
and I will be surprised if I don't have another knee surgery this year too.
Yeah.
So I have an MRI on Saturday.
Different knee,
Nope,
same knee.
same knee.
Just never
Are you
get
gonna
really
figure out
fixed.
like a big DM and?
Oh, yeah, it's on the to-do list, don't you worry.
Right.
Don't you worry, it's on the to-do list.
Probably concerns.
Leaders,
Um,
took a
Yeah,
while.
dangerous as an adult to have your tonsils out.
yeah, thanks, guys.
Sorry,
Sorry,
But she lived.
good. We do have a presentation from Arena about what she does at work. That I think we could do, but I think also maybe the arguably more pressing thing that I'm not gonna lie, I'm hesitant to bring up right now.
Tuition reimbursement.
Is the tuition reimbursement request to take a class that Arena's already started.
Yeah. It's, about 21.
don't we already have a policy?
We
Yeah.
do, but it needs to come to the board and you need to approve it.
Okay,
Oh,
I said, what's our policy? Remind us of our policy.
Here's your policy. So, anybody who's been here for at least 9 months, which Arena has, is eligible to request the board. It's a cap of $2,500 per employee per calendar year. It covers tuition only, books and fees are not covered. It has to be, they pay it first and we reimburse. They have to pass or get a C.
A C.
Nope.
We have to get a
I'm guessing that won't be
B
a
at.
problem, though, Lorena.
no good.
Get that C.
What
at.
do you
It is a
take?
graduate course I've never done before. Ecological economic theory.
You and my daughter.
Is she interested in that too?
Well, she's a research, she had a degree in resource economics.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm happy to extend that, but I think it's also.
And that's online.
It's through UVM, but it's
Oh.
online and asynchronous in the Rubenstein
How
school.
much do you need?
Um,
There it is.
yeah,
21?
well, and I actually realized it included that $30 fee, which wouldn't be included under the
Okay.
policy, so it's that number minus
30.
30. And then I also applied for a VSAP grant, which I haven't heard back
27.
about yet, but that could potentially cover a portion or all of it.
Grant, not a loan.
Grant.
Correct.
And another thing I'll say is like, I understand that since it is theory, it doesn't apply directly to the work I do. And I think you have to go into an executive session to decide, maybe you don't, but I'm not expecting this. I'll take the class regardless. And if it's not,
Who's your teacher?
John Erickson,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, if it's not covered by the district, I feel okay paying for it myself. So I just
How
wanted
does
to put that out there.
How does it make me more valuable as an employee?
I think. Yes, I did write this.
Okay.
I can speak to it a little bit more, though. I do community engagement in addition to doing admin and natural resources work, which is both kind of like a very localized thing where I'm thinking about exactly what the needs are of farmers in Franklin County and how we can best meet those needs, but also it's like this very high level thinking that I have to do about broadly like agricultural economy and equity and access. And so it's kind of, I love it. It's a really interesting mix of like on the ground and in the air. And I think that this class would give me really good theoretical grounding for thinking about those bigger picture things. Like how the environment
I think it,
and the
I
economy.
think
fit
from a
together.
grant proposal point of view, you could incorporate some of that writing and thinking into proposals and how this is gonna save society money in the long run, because you know, my daughter, when she had her internship with GSA last year, she had a coworker come to her and say they wanted to rehab a federal building, and the bosses were saying, we'll just do a little bit each year for 10 years. Like $1 million of rehab a year for 10 years, as
Sure.
opposed to just kicking everybody out for 4 months and doing it all at once.
Right.
And Madison calculated that it'd be way better on the employees and save money in the long run just to do it all at once. Anyway, she did that whole cost benefit analysis thing for them. Anyway, so I'll
Linda-
make a motion that we approve our
Wait,
Ren's request.
Wait, Linda, we haven't heard anything from you. Are you on this?
Gotta
I'm
get
on
out of
it.
here.
I just had to run out to work with a
But-
big excavator again. But
Okay.
I'm up on it.
Okay.
Can we,
There, go ahead.
can we
please.
frame
I'm sorry.
it?
She did, everybody else had a chance to weigh in and Linda was kind of.
Yeah.
Frame it.
Can
No,
we
I'm
just frame
with
it
you.
that
Yeah.
will cover, because I know you have applied to the VSAT grant.
Yeah.
So we'd cover any difference, or if she doesn't get the VSAT grant, we'd cover the full amount of the course. Maybe like frame it like that.
Oh,
Within
so
our policy.
so the
yeah.
21 isn't, for sure, it may be less.
It may be less,
Or
Okay,
not, but we'll see.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'm fine.
I'm seconded.
Yeah, I'll first it. Cut.
I did.
Who approves?
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Motion carried.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joanna.
And then I just wanted to flag, we do have a couple of events. We're actually doing, on this Saturday, there's a art event at Felix Jimenez's house, Felix and Jill's house in Franklin, if you're interested in going.
And who? Anyway,
Me. Me.
is she an artist? I mean, who's,
No, we are.
oh, you guys are gonna be the artists.
Yeah, it's a community art day.
Okay,
There's like collaging and painting the trout.
okay.
And then I did want to invite you guys, we're hosting a day at the dam on Monday in Berkshire from 10 to noon, if anybody's interested in coming.
That's the
That's the
15th.
15th,
Okay.
yeah, we're having a couple folks from the press, there's some videographers, some partners, we're gonna talk about the project.
And some legislators.
So bad, but.
What's the local, what's the location?
It's on Reservoir Road in Berkshire.
Pretty sure I know.
I can forward you the
Yeah,
email.
okay,
with
you
instructions for how to
you
get
catch
there.
it from through Berkshire, you catch it through Enosburg.
I'd recommend catching it through Enosburg. It's on that part
But
of,
it's specific coordinates that you have to
Yeah.
drive to, so, yeah.
Cool.
we'll have some signs up.
Once I see the top bulb,
Okay.
I'm good.
And then for our next meeting, I was gonna propose October 9th. I don't know if that works for people, if we wanna look at your calendars.
I think it'll be fine.
I gotta take the garbage out. Oh, I still work on it. Oh, I guess
Can
I
you
can-
handle
I
it?
guess I
Can
can-
you
I guess I can squeeze this.
Now we're talking, 3 o'clock
I got
again.
3 o'clock again, Molly?
Can we
Okay.
start at 3:20 or 3? Is there a better?
no, I mean, we have meetings at the beginning of the year for students that
Yeah,
you can't schedule until school starts.
yeah, okay.
So I had no idea I was going to have a meeting.
I have a question,
Yes,
backtrack just a little bit.
yes.
What is it gonna cost the district now for this newer healthcare idea?
So it'll cost us
In
for
other
a
words-
full year,
Yeah,
for a full year, it will cost us, if I can do math,
96,
1,500 times 8 times 12.
right?
Roughly, but we don't know
96,000.
exactly what the premiums are gonna be.
That's
Well-
500.
and we only got 100 and some odd thousand coming in this year,
no,
Yeah.
so
okay,
what I was showing is the fiscal year. And that, what I was just talking about would be a calendar year, so there's an
Oh.
overlap.
all right.
But I do think actually making this decision right now is very helpful, because it is heavy grant writing season, so we can up our billable rates right now to be
Right.
able to compensate for it this time next year.
Cool.
Can I make a quick suggestion? This is the second month that Arena's been prepared to give us a presentation. We kicked her to the.
It was actually Carrie
Yeah,
last.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's
Yes.
the second month, we've been expecting a presentation from somebody on the staff.
Yeah.
Could you front load that next
Yeah.
time? And like have that at the beginning of the meeting and
I
that
would
way
love to.
we know that we get something and it's
They
not
don't
like.
spend a lot of time preparing and then don't get to.
Right,
Yeah.
cause that's,
Size the
that's
shop.
just not,
Yes.
it's not.
Their presentations are made, so they're ready to go at any point now.
Okay, great.
But yes, would love to.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know,
And I apologize, but because I'm leaving town tomorrow, I have to head home and get some.
And Vicky, when you come back, if you wanna go see the dam when you come back, give me a call.
You need a motion to the October 9th.
Oh. I don't think we need a motion. I think
No.
we're just scheduled for October 9th.
it's a hard.
Our next meeting will be October 9th. Yeah.
Usually.
We do now need a motion to adjourn, however.
Yeah, I've talked to so
And
many.
then I-
Motion to adjourn,
So, yeah,
I moved to adjourn.
first, second, third.
third, eighth,